Continuing tonight's military matters, President Trump is pushing the Afghan President Ashraf Ghani to close the Taliban office in Qatar.
Ghani is expected to agree to that closure. Let's bring in our military analyst, retired Colonel Ben Danner. Thanks for being with us, sir. Appreciate
Always a
it.
pleasure.
The Taliban considers their office in Doha their political office. Is them having a political office a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, it depends. So this office was established in 2011, and at the time, both the Afghan government and the U.S. government thought it was a good idea. I mean, the idea is if we need to talk to the Taliban, it would be good to have an office where we could have some sort of quasi-official communication with them. And it actually did come in handy. I mean, the 2013 prisoner exchange, like it or hate it, was largely negotiated through that office. In recent years, though, due to changes in Taliban leadership and other stuff, the office is largely defunct and not good for much. So it was a good idea at the time, not really good for much now.
Well, what would closing the office mean for the Afghan and coalition forces on the ground?
Well, directly not much, but there could be second and third order effects. So, for example, some Taliban hardliners might use that to try and show that neither the Afghan government nor the U.S. government are really committed to a diplomatic solution, and therefore maybe they ought to double down on a violent solution. The extent to which folks would listen to that, we just don't know.
So if it is closed, what will it do to the U.S.'s image when it comes to the U.S. supporting peace in the region?
Well, the office is largely symbolic now, so the effects would be largely symbolic as well. I mean, interestingly, in the region, the politics are always complicated, but at the moment, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, United Arab Emirates are all in sort of a tiff with Qatar. So those three countries, powerful countries in the region, are not opposed to the office shutting down, because if it stays open, then some may see Qatar as this sort of quasi-diplomatic center within the region. They don't want that. In the end, the Afghan government, our own commander-in-chief, and others support the closing of the office, and the decision in the end will be up to Qatar.
All right. Colonel Danner, we appreciate your insight, sir.
Thank you, Doug and Leslie.